If you're creating violence in a film without any proper reason, without any proper emotions, you're just creating it to give an extra layer to the film, then your film will suffer for that. Audience will not be able to connect with the violence and the gore. And that's what happened with the animal. So hello everyone, this is Dibyendu Shorkar. Welcome to the channel. So in this video, I'll be talking about animal, what's wrong with animal, what's the good thing about animal. In the first half, we can see a small Ranbir Kapoor is trying to establish his relationship with his father, played by Anil Kapoor, the biggest businessman of the country. There were some scenes in the first half which will literally give you the goosebumps and the high. The BGM composed by Harshvardhan Rameshwaram is really contributing a lot in those scenes. In a particular scene, when Ranbir Kapoor is having a conversation with his Jijaji Varun, the way the scene has been designed, the way Ranbir Kapoor is performing in that particular scene is really outstanding, I feel. The sound choreography is outstanding in that particular scene. There was another scene when Ranbir Kapoor went to his sister's school just to protect her from ragging with a machine gun. Those scenes are really kicked ass, I feel. In a particular scene in the first half, Ranbir Kapoor told Rashmika Mandanna that no matter what will happen, he will stay with her. And that's where we start loving with the character. We understand no matter what amount of problem he is having, no matter what amount of flawness he is having, he will stay loyal to his partner. And the same Ranbir Kapoor cheat his wife in the second half for another woman. And that's where we also start hating the character as well. In the first half, the director is trying to build the relationship between Ranbir Kapoor and his father. The story mostly evolves in the family. It was really good, let me say. The story of the first half will hold you, will engage you, and will make you transfer to their world particularly. In the interval point, there was a huge action scene where Arjun Velli was playing in the background and Ranbir Kapoor was killing n number of people with an axe. And at the end of the interval, Ranbir Kapoor is firing a machine gun and killing thousands of people. That amount of highness Sandeep Reddy Vanga has given in the interval point, which is really good, which will give you a testosterone boost. And we have left the theater with a happy mind and trying to understand what will happen, how the story will go in the second half. And as soon as the second half comes, we are really disappointed, let me tell you. In the second half, the story literally deviated. Sandeep Reddy Vanga is trying to establish a exhausting Ranbir Kapoor by giving some misogynistic and disturbing scenes. It was really disturbing, let me say you. In a particular scene, Ranbir Kapoor is trying to hold Rashmika Mandanna's neck like this. So this kind of activity is totally filled up in the second half. Okay, there are a lot of misogynistic activities which is not suitable for anyone, and it could also influence a lot of people to act like that. Okay, so I don't feel, because in Kabir Singh I didn't feel that was misogynist. That particular story was very much organic, I feel. But this film, I feel Sandeep Reddy Vanga is trying to incorporate this kind of activity forcefully, because throughout the character in the first half, the character of Ranbir Kapoor was very much protectable. Okay, he was really like won't give the permission to his sister to drink, right? But in the second half, the character graph was totally different. He is an abusive guy in the second half, so it is totally different. So there was no connection between first half and second half in terms of character graph, I feel. Along with that, the entry of Bobby Deol is really good. The way Bobby Deol has maintained the screen presence will really give you a shock. Probably this is the first time I can see that Bobby Deol is shining on the big screen, and his screen time is really low. Okay, probably is having 20 minutes on the screen time, but the time he is in the screen, he will grab your attention, that's for sure. And I feel the way Sandeep Reddy Vanga has designed the film, the first half is really gripping, and I feel also in second half Sandeep Reddy Vanga has lost the control on the storyline totally, and he tried to put some extra violence just to balance it, and it won't work, I feel. There is a track in the film when Ranbir Kapoor is cheating his partner, his wife, with another girl, Tripti Dimri. And that particular track is totally underwritten, totally irrelevant and comical in the film, I feel. If you see the structure of Kabir Singh, Sandeep Reddy Vanga has totally followed the same structure. There were no change. In the first half, we can see Kabir macho-ness, alpha-ness, and in the second half, we can see the suffering of Kabir. In the In the Animal also the same thing. We can see the macho Ranveer in the first half, we can see the exhausting Ranveer in the second half. But the difference is, Kabir, the character of Kabir, was good. At the end of Kabir Singh, we can understand, we can see that Kabir was ready to accept his girlfriend without knowing whose child she is carrying. That's why we totally surrender ourselves to Kabir. We understand he really loves his partner, and that purity of love really makes us fall in love for that Kabir character, which is totally missing in Animal. There were no such scenes. In the second half, the director totally converted Ranbir Kapoor's character as a villain. The post-credit scene is totally irrelevant. If anyone asks you, is it possible for a film to create an influence into a human being? It is no. A lot of factor involves in that. Upbringing, atmosphere, environment. But let me tell you one thing. If such misogynist character has been glorified in films like this, it is not a good sign for the society. Sandeep Vanga has literally romanticized the cheating of Ranbir Kapoor's character in Animal, which is the worst part I feel. The second half is totally worst, it's totally time pass. The duration of the film is 3 hours 21 minutes and it's really long. You feel exhausted in the second half. There were no such scenes will engage you in the second half. I also feel Sandeep Reddy Vanga has literally a capable director. He can make films which will engage you, which can tell you the rawness of a story, but not like this. If he starts contributing films like this to the society, then it will not create a good impact, I feel. It can make good money. People's like who are in teenager can connect with the character because they feel it's really cool, but it's not cool at all, I feel. That is all for today. You can watch Animal in your nearest theater. If you have any suggestions, if you like the video, you can also comment me down on the comment section. Thank you so much.